really for that, yeah, if you think it's not a good image for Young, yeah, give him a red card. But I wanted to see if he caused damages to the player that he was strangling. No, because the guy went away and he pushed everybody. He was just holding him.
But Frank, you know, if you want to hold someone, you don't. If you want to protect someone, you could do that on the chest. You don't need to do that motion.
No. I'm with Frank.
Well, do you know that's Casemiro way of showing his love to our opponents. That's what he's doing.
That's against the law.
I don't know.
I'm with Frank too. Yes, should have seen red for 2 yellows, by the way. Sorry, yeah.
I heard you discuss that yesterday, and I heard also that you were anonymous saying that this was a right red card. I think you handled it wrong, that you're using slow motion to take out this. There was nearly that Casemiro needed to go to prison for that. I mean, this is happening. For me, the referee, there is 2 things he got to do. Either he just says there's nothing, or he has to make 5 red cards. What happening there? So I think that was bad refereeing. I think it was bad handling. And I think to overdo this, to say that Casemiro, that was so terrible what he did, well, then you've never been in a bust-up in English football.
I don't think anyone's saying he needs to go to jail for it.
You do. If you use a slow motion on any VAR discussion in football, we will end up having people in prison. You saw that referee. It was like bizarre. He was still having a look at this photo. It was so slow. It was as slow as I've ever seen. I mean, terrible decision.
Ali, are you going to go with the majority here?
Absolutely not. The violent conduct in this studio is appalling. Shaq, I am afraid of being next to you right now with those big hands. Look, you can push and shove all you want, right? And we've all been in the middle of this sort of stuff. But it gets upgraded when you put your hands around somebody's neck. That is, by definition, violent conduct. You are now grabbing somebody's neck. Whatever you're doing and however hard you're holding somebody's neck, I think that's not nearly as important as to the act of what you're doing. His hands should never be up there to begin with. I can't believe that we're ranking this based upon well, how hard did he really squeeze his neck? No. Shaq, hold on a second. It's violent conduct. I think it upgrades from a push to somebody grabbing somebody's neck. It's an upgrade. And it goes through the threshold of violent conduct. That's where I agree. It's a red card.
Schlupp did the same, albeit one-handedly, to Anthony.
But it's not whataboutery. It's about this particular...
And my point is, if as a referee, you going into this melee of players, and you look and you pick out this one incident and you adjudge this to be a red card, then you have to look at everything else that's going on in that exact same moment. And if you look at everything else that's going on in that exact same moment, Schlupp should have seen red, you should have seen red.
Shaka.
If you send everybody off, then I say,
okay.
Then I say, well played. Then I say, okay, that's how you handle it, ref. But you cannot pick out one person in all of this and make an example of him.
Okay, so in a vacuum, just by itself, Casemiro grabbing somebody's neck.
In a vacuum, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so what you're saying is that it is okay. It is okay to give a red card for Casemiro, but you would have liked to have seen a red card for somebody else.
And I am saying, and what I'm saying is, if you're stepping into that situation with everything that's happening, and you adjudge that to be red card worthy. If that is what you judge to be red card worthy, then there are 3 other players who need to see red as well.
But Shaka, you were so good as a lawyer there till your last sentence, then you lost it. Because then Al had you as a lawyer. Al was straight on. So in a vacuum, then you were a bit gone, and then you came back in again. The thing is, it was when he was looking at that situation in slow motion, what Casemiro was doing, it was funny because all around Casemiro, there were all kind of fights, you know?
But so no one had their hand around someone's neck, That's the key thing, isn't it?
Exactly. But that... It's 1 or 2 seconds. Have a look at the football game.
It's only 1 or 2 seconds.
I need to try to get back. I need to try to get back on the bar here.
Let me talk. If you have a set pieces in a corner, and if you stop that and you take everything in slow motion, I mean, then everybody be gonna be sent off.
You're saying it happens all the time that people have their hands around their neck. This is the thing, isn't it? That's the like.
No, but
do you have?
You have seen too many. You have seen too many crime films.
Ali, yeah, that's the thing. Ali is ranking, this particular action.
Yeah, because that's how the laws of the game work.
No.
Is it a normal conduct?
No.
To kick somebody, to push somebody in the fence where he can hit his head and then have a bigger injury of that. So do you think he doesn't deserve a red card as well? The guy who kicks the players, Anthony who kicks another player. Isn't it a violent conduct than to kick somebody or to push somebody or to hit somebody? That's the same for me of strangling somebody.
If you hit someone, you get sent off. If you kick someone, you get sent off. If you put your hands around someone's neck, you get sent off.
But
because it wasn't the case before. Schlupp wasn't red carded. He kicked somebody. Or Schlupp.
But thank God. I mean, Alan Dan, it looks like you live your life in a slow motion. Football is not a life in slow motion. Football.
Jan, we're going to show you running later on. Yeah, and that really is slow motion.
Yeah. Careful about slow motion.
Well done, Dan.
Casemiro will be available though for the Carabao Cup.
What about his hands? What about his hands?
What about the children?
Send him off now. Send him off now. I see.
Manchester United against Newcastle then. We'll be live on ESPN Plus. That is February 26th. Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.